actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Hi guys, this is Sunny Chayes. You're with me today on the Sunny Chayes Show, also known as Singing in the Rain. And my darling producer suggested that we play the Singing in the Rain music because I've been raining for about 12 hours. So we need to be singing and adding a little laughter to this general feeling of pain, confusion, what's up. So I know I normally don't look like this, but that's okay. I had a dream last night after the election where I thought I slept through this whole thing. And I was so upset because I have these beautiful guests who are joining us today who are really phenomenal healers and I don't even really want to use that term, just magnificent angel types. And I know that term's been overused, but I mean, in this particular case, I really mean that. We have a beautiful person named Jacqueline who is with us, and Anne Louise. And I had this dream that we just ended up not doing the show. And my good friend Marianne Williamson was with me. And I said, Marianne, help me through this time because I feel really sad for a lot of people who feel really sad today. I think that no one would have been jumping up and down zippity-doo-dah on either way. But there is a lot of, as I say, confusion, sadness, and worry and fear. And I want to really acknowledge that. I mean, we're going to be uplifting today, and we're also going to be telling the truth about what's really happening. So I am actually here. My dream was not true. And John, we're actually here today. It turned out I made it on time. And I do want to say a huge congratulations to my cousin, to the DPA team, to be getting the phenomenally important social justice issue Proposition 64 that passed. Amazing applause for that and we actually expunged someone's record last night at 12:01 at our election night party. We had every bit of press you can imagine. You probably saw us on TV. It was a big, big night. And it was also very sad for a lot of the people there because it was just a mixed night. And so we were up very late and we're here today. So we're going to go right in. And the first person I want to introduce who's going to be with us today is a beautiful person named Jacqueline Marie Longstaff. And she wrote a book. She wrote a couple of books. She wrote one book that I really am excited about. It's called The Cosmic Airport. And she's Danish, actually, by birth, but she's sort of a world person. And she has ashrams called the Singing Heart Ashram, which we love that name. And near the sacred hill of, I think I say this right, Arunchala in South India. And she's had awakening. She's worked with Swami. She's a very, very powerful person, and my introduction's been very long today, so I just want to bring her on, and we'll just drop it all in as we chat, Jacqueline. So, John, can we bring her on? Yay. Thank you. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for putting up with me. You guys, they were trying to up-level me and uplift me because I've been crying so much, and they're like, Sunny, don't be so sad. There's don't be so sad. So, okay. I'll try not be so sad. So hi and welcome to our show, Singing in the Rain, the Sunny Chayes Show in California. And bring your magic. We need you. We need you.
Thank you, Sunny.
You're welcome. So let's talk about whatever comes to your heart to talk about. Go for it. I'm going to let you dive in.
As I was watching what was happening last night.
Bring your microphone a little closer and just kind of really speak into it.
As I was watching what was happening last night on the TV, I saw the whole thing unfold. And I saw so much light around this whole happening.
Oh.
So much light. And when I got up this morning, this song, one of my favorite songs of Leonard Cohen, it was going through my head. Do you remember where he sings, "There is a crack in everything"? That's how the light gets in.
Yeah, and that's from Rumi, actually.
Yeah,
originally.
But Leonard Cohen sings it.
Right.
and I adore I adore Rumi as well.
Uh-huh.
I adore Rumi.
It's where the light comes into the soul or into the cup.
Yes, and you see, there's certain things happening on this planet now where it might look chaotic and people are sad and in despair. But really, this is just the way the drama looks through our third dimensional eyes here and now on this planet. On another level, something amazing is happening. And
Bless you.
many of us have incarnated on this planet right now. I told you the other day how I and many others were contacted many years ago by high dimensional beings. And we were tuned up, we were transformed and ready to bring in a very, very high vibration to lift this planet. And we cannot do it within the old system. And right now, Pluto going through Capricorn, it's the breakup of all hierarchical systems so the light can come in. And I've seen so much light around this whole happening right now. And I know on another level people are sad. People have their emotions, the mind, and their past that they're still very attached to, so they will have the reactions to what is happening. But really from another level, a more cosmic level, all is very, very well.
So
and
let me ask
we
you.
know that.
Thank you. Let me ask you a question about that, because as far as just a political aspect, which is whether you know, there's all of that, which I feel is pretty low energy.
Yes.
The area where I feel the sadness and where, you know, my people feel the sadness is kind of having this really shine a light, if we want to say it that way, on aspects like prejudice, you know, xenophobia, womanizing, and that. And so to see that for some reason someone who seems to get away with a lot of, you know, bad business practices and a lot of lying and, you know, just a lot of bad stuff is being raised to such an important position is just kind of shocking and you know, scary and worrisome. So I feel like that's, you know,
Yes.
part of what it's about.
And I don't want to get into the political side of
Right.
it. That's not what I'm really
But
here
the
to do.
prejudice and the and that
but
bit.
what I want to say, because you brought up something just there, and what I'd like to say is, you know, on a pathway to awakening, people individually, they have to learn to deal with the shadow, right? Because the more light you bring in, it brings up the shadow. But what is true individually is also true collectively. And this is what's happening. This enormous light is bringing everything up to the surface, and it's good. And people who are listening and watching us here who are on a spiritual pathway, they will know how difficult it is sometimes when they're faced with their shadow. And I always say to people, you need deep contact with the love in the heart, because then you can embrace anything that moves, anything that comes up within you. And this is what we can do collectively. We must have this deep connection with the heart, and we can hold all of this as it comes up.
Okay.
But really, truly, everything is fine.
So I'm going to read this from Matthew Fox that you have actually in the Cosmic Airport, and I read this again this morning when I was with a group of people, and I read this to them. And this is something that Matthew Fox says, and if you guys don't know who he is, check him out. He's written about 28 books, and he is a master in a lot of aspects of I would say just cosmic social justice, spirituality, and this guy rocks, so check him out. And he says that you've quoted here in the Cosmic Airport, this is Matthew Fox saying, I think many New Age efforts at spirituality really fail because they're so taken by the light and so eager to hold up light and warmth in a world that can be cold and dark, that they don't honor enough the darkness, the sinking, the suffering, and the shadow.
Yes.
So again, and then you go on to say, very true, but must be honored and transcended. So that's what I said to you guys before. It was like, okay, I don't want this just to be a light, sweet show, and I don't want it to be just all heavy. I want to find the balance in this next 50
Yes.
minutes and how to really be real. And if I'm crying, that's just what happens, because, you know, I'm sad for people who are scared. I'm not necessarily sad for myself. It's not self-interest. It wasn't self-interest with me with Prop 64. I don't even smoke pot. I don't have people who are in jail, knock on wood. But it's for my brothers and sisters. And so that's where I am with this situation.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And I appreciate what you're saying about the light being shown. So it's sort of like the bounce. It's kind of like when we get low, we get higher, or I mean...
There's two very important tools I would suggest people need on their spiritual pathway. One I've already mentioned is the heart. and I don't mean sentimental heart stuff. I mean a really deep contact with the deepest levels of the heart chakra. And to do that, you have to go through a lot of pain and suffering and go through it. The other very important tool is awareness. The ability to be aware and stay tuned in to the highest energy you can stay tuned into and still walk in the world. You see, we're all playing our parts perfectly, no matter what that part looks like. We're all playing our parts perfectly. And I say to people, play your part as beautifully as possible, but don't be attached to it. And also notice that anybody else who's playing a part in your drama is playing their part perfectly, right? So, stay in the heart, but bring awareness to every situation, because what I'm seeing right now is people are getting very stuck in the emotions of all of this. I know it only happened last night, but people need tools to be able to feel the sadness, feel the despair, feel the anger, but not get lost in it. Because we don't need a lot of people now getting stuck in all of this stuff emotionally. We need to know, how do we move on together?
Well, it is a mourning. I feel like there is a death. I mean, that's sort of how I felt last night. And with the group of people I was with Prop 64, a lot of these people are huge activists, like sort of Angela Davis types, if people are old enough to know who she was. And, many incredible people, Deborah Small, of course, my cousin Lynn Lyman, many, many people, Susan Burton, just incredible people, Asha from New York, who have been really walking the walk and talking the talk and working so hard with Prop 64 to bring about a social justice for people who really deserve it, or who just as human beings. And when you're saying, so I felt that, kind of where we were with it is that's a piece that we can also do. It's like tending our own garden. So I want to ask you to chat a little bit about something that, because when you say we're all doing our part perfectly, one thing, I know that on one level, and I also want to share that I feel that perhaps there is something that we are playing our part perfectly, and there is also perhaps a stepping it up a little bit, an action, a more, just that's just kind of how I feel, that this is a message. Just like when there's a result of something that we don't like, then we take more care. So isn't there something in that as well as we're just doing everything perfectly? Or
no, I didn't say it like that. It's not quite like that. The part playing through us is perfect in the moment. But what we can do in this situation is, as I was saying, to remember that whatever spiritual pathway you're on, to remember the teachings, to stay tuned into the highest vibration. We can use a difficult situation to move up higher by staying in touch with the heart, being aware, not getting lost in the drama. These are like little initiations people go through. And the word initiation, it really means you use what you know, you use the teachings, whatever you want to call it, and you deal with the situation without getting pulled into it. You move up and you don't fall down again. That's an initiation. So this is a wonderful opportunity for people to use, the people I work with all over the world, I tell them, try to see your spiritual pathway like a triangle. One point of the triangle is meditation, because most people need the meditation. Another part of is the teachings, and I mean real truth teachings. I don't mean New Age nonsense. Real truth teachings. And the third part is to live the teachings. Be in the world, but not of it. Be in the world, deal with the world, and live the teachings as well as you can. This is the balanced pathway I suggest for people.
So thank you, because I want, when sometimes when people say, oh, everything's perfect or all is well or whatever, that there's also this element, there's a fine line of taking that and being complacent. And then there's the fine line of getting too upset, and then there's the fine line of really moving into action. So it's a navigation. So that's why I'm always, always wanting to bring that to our conversation and make sure people get that distinction, because I think it's super important.
Yeah, it's a good point, because I don't mean, oh, everything's okay, let's forget about it. It's getting to this place, if you can get deeply in the heart, then you don't have to believe everything's okay. I'm not into belief systems. If you get deeply into the heart and stay tuned in, you know everything is okay. It's a knowing, right?
Yeah, and I feel that this is just for me, but I feel that when I'm doing everything I can, last night when the group was coming together and the election came in that Prop 64 had actually passed, there was this feeling of relief, of course, and happiness and reflection on, did we do everything we could? Each and every one of us in a myriad of positions and body types and everything. And I think there's something hugely important in our own personal integrity when we feel like we've done everything we can in our life each day. And that is what moves us out of complacency and perhaps really elevates the whole story. Mm-hmm. And perhaps this situation allows us to look at, what our part is that we played, that we're playing, that we want to choose to play, because it is also, I realize, a choice and what we do. So does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. I just say, because I would also like us to get more into the energetic work that we're here to do.
We'll go. You can talk about that right with that.
But I just want to say a little thing. I had a guru many, many, many years ago. He used to say to me, "Do your best, and God will do the rest." Yeah. And I did my very, very best, and sometimes it seemed like God was a bit slow at doing the rest.
Yes, exactly.
But it all worked out.
And Michael Beckwith has this great expression I like, which is reach with one hand, and then God will take your hand and pull you a little while. So I just feel that I just know in my life when I do everything that's mine to do, and again with something like Prop 64, which is smaller and yet affects a lot of people's lives, and then a big presidential election, which could, the whole world it can be affected, or it's a bigger stage. Let's put it that way. That what is ours to do often is important to pay attention to till our own garden and like that.
Yes, if people just really till their own garden. Those who have got their foot on the spiritual pathway, you complete the inner journey. That's the greatest gift you can give to the planet. Complete the journey. Do all the cleansing you need so you can hold this really high frequency that so many of us have come to hold, so that you can hold it. You do the inner work, the cleansing, and the role that's playing through you will play itself out. You will follow your dharma, your mission, whatever you want to call it.
And it feels great at the end of each day.
Yes.
Doesn't it?
It does.
And I know that when we chatted some days ago, we were, again, what I thought this healing day was going to be about. I book things, if you guys may or may not know, a lot in advance. And so sometimes I do things last minute. And our good friend Dea, who's our studio audience today, brought me you two and brought you me and all that. And what I thought was going to happen today was I actually thought that Clinton would win and that we would do this really energetic healing for the nervous system of the planet, certainly America. And so it shifted a little bit. So that's why we're live TV, and that's what we do. So we kind of shift with it. So I appreciate you kind of putting up with all my tears and my all of that. And so we're weaving in the energetic, because I think that is our opportunity. I mean, we're in the kitchen cooking right now. We're not just chatting about something. It's so perfect that you guys are here today to work with us in an actual situation. It's like we're actually doing it, not just chatting about something that could happen. It's sort of happening now. So you're here at the perfect time, as I'm sure you know. Yes. And I realized that this morning when I realized who was going to be on my show. It's like, okay, this is really interesting. John, what I would like to do is I would really love to bring Anne Louise on. So Anne Louise, and both of you guys, I don't do long introductions like I told you before, so we can drop in anything you want, events you're doing, things you want to talk about. We just bring it all at me, bring it all at our people. So let's just we're bringing you on. The camera's on you, and hello. Anne Louise Karlsson. I'm looking at your card, actually, because I'm not all in my body today, I feel like. So Anne Louise, I heard that I was going to be doing an eye-gazing session with you. And I thought, oh my goodness, I got a little nervous. I got a little embarrassed. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I want to do it. And it was so beautiful. We did it for an hour and a half. I had absolutely no idea that much time. They asked me after, did you feel the time? I mean, I was aware that some time had gone by, but I thought it was probably half that time, like maybe 45 minutes. I loved that we didn't talk at all because I'm a bit of a chatter, as you guys know. And just to have this healing happening in silence for me was probably healing in itself. And so I just want to bring you into our conversation and welcome you to the Sunny Chayes Show and to Hollywood and America.
Thank you so much.
At this very auspicious time, I guess. You guys are both telling me and making me feel today or allowing me to feel. So join us.
Yeah.
And can we hear her, John?
Yeah.
Okay,
I've
good.
been told in Sweden when I used to go to America, and I work through the highest intelligence energy this planet has. And I have been transformed for many, many, many years to reach and channel this energy to this planet and to the people who lives on this planet.
Mm.
And I am waiting for several years to come to America. The energy I work through, I am a tool. The energy I work through, called Antariaman, and that means the presence within.
Mm.
So I am that energy. I look like a regular people, but I'm not. I'm not. I just work through this energy. And this energy told me that you're going to America the 3rd of November. And I do that. I sit on that flight the 3rd of November. So I have been here for 5 days. And do you remember, Sunny, when we have our first meeting and you interview me, then I said that Antariaman had put us in a bowl, and Antariaman come in and speak and told you and the other people in the room that Antariaman start that day. I think it was 3 days ago or 4. I have
Friday.
just arrived.
Yeah.
I have just arrived to America at the time and start to spread this wonderful intelligent energy over America. And it start right there. So what I am my work is to reset. I work with the eye healing, and I reset people's cell memories to their original state. So all faulty disease who not belongs to you will disappear and go away.
Mm.
And a faulty disease could be whatever. It could be you vibrate for a wrong partner. It could be physical disease, like cancer or whatever it is. It's a lot of wrong faulty states you have in your body. And I also have even bigger work to do, and that is for this planet and to spread this energy through the Antariaman. And I work with extremely high dimensions. I start with a dimension of 80 and go up. And I transform every day to go higher and higher.
Ooh. So a couple things about that. When you were explaining to me about the healing, what I love, because I love the human body and sort of the physiology, and so you were explaining about the actual cell, and I like this term that you use, getting rid of the trash.
Yeah, getting rid of the trash.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I really can visualize that. And so when you were working with me, I was like, oh yes, clean those cells.
Yeah.
Let them do what they did as babies. Let
Yeah.
them do
And
what they.
before that,
And
too.
before
Yeah.
that, what they did, that energy to create a human. I
Yeah.
mean, woo, that's big, big, big.
Yeah.
And then that baby that then becomes a walking, talking,
Yeah.
thinking, singing
Yeah.
person, energy light bulb.
It's so unique. And if there was a word,
And then it slows down, right, with the trash. So that's what is exciting about this cleaning it out. So it's like
Clean,
we're just
yeah.
like fresh and
goes through
vibrant.
like a very, very strong injection inside your cells and into your cell nucleus and clean it up all the way. Just get rid of the trash who not belongs to you.
Yeah.
They are good things too, but they stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the nucleus and the mitochondria, they still hang out in
Yeah.
the cell. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The fluid, all that stuff, the DNA. So when this happens, and you do this in, so thank you for coming at this time. Both of you came together, and again, I guess, a very auspicious time. I mean, who would...
It's in the right
You know,
time. It's
no.
in the right time. Yeah.
And, again, I know that I've lived enough years to know that there are times when I've looked back or I've been in pain, or I've been in a situation that just felt, what in the world? Like you were saying, Jacqueline, God, why did you put me here? How did I get myself here? And then looking back and saying, that's why I was there.
Yeah.
That's why this happened. That's what led me to that. I wouldn't have learned this or met that person or felt this way or experienced that or received that gift unless boom, boom, boom. So, I trust that process, and I appreciate that you two are here in America to be able to share it with people in California who have big voices and big hearts and big Twitter accounts and all this stuff to get the message out, because I
Yeah.
think that's our new way, to be getting out the word of and the love that you're doing. So I think you came to the right place.
Yes, I am coming to the right place, and I don't decide myself. I'm totally awakened from my mind, so I don't decide anything at all myself. I go there Antioman told me to go, and I do it in exactly right day. So I don't decide anything. I don't say I should go there or I should go there. No, it's never happened. I ask Antioman, what shall we do tomorrow?
Gosh,
And
that's
Antioman send me people to me who are the right for the moment. So why I am here with you at this radio station, Sunny, with you now.
ooh, so beautiful, because I understand.
Yeah. Antioman send me Jacqueline.
Yes.
And when the meeting with Jacqueline comes up, I know it was one of the most important meeting I should have in my life. And it is, because it takes me to this country through her. And Antioman set up that meeting in Sweden, and she drive to me from Denmark that day.
Goodness
and
gracious.
I know this is important. So that's happened to me every time, because I have not any mind.
Yes, when we listen, magic really can happen. I want to make sure, I think we have about 20 minutes left, and I want to make sure that we give people lots of yummy, juicy stuff if you haven't gotten it already. Hopefully you have and can really discern through this interesting journey we're taking today. One of the things that I want both of you guys to chat about, I love this, Jacqueline, that you have in this book. I really, really love this. You have these stations, the arrival lounge, this transit lounge, and the departure lounge. And in the transition lounge, you have 3 paths to pass through on the path to awakening. And I love this to speak about the fear of death, which I think we are pretty aware that we have that. The fear of madness, which I thought was a very interesting one. I hadn't ever thought of that before. And this one I found particularly fascinating and original, which I kind of like that original stuff. As John knows, when people say the same thing, I'm just like, ho hum, you can't be on my show, but bring me something new for my peeps. The fear, get ready for this one, John. The fear of meeting in your life all the pain that you seem to have caused others.
That's during the life review, right?
Yes, you could say that. Yes, you could say that.
Yeah.
Because actually, I also work very deeply with people preparing for a conscious death. This is what the departure lounge of the Cosmic Airport is all about. And, just training people in life to be able to look at every aspect of themselves. Also the stuff they would like to keep away in the basement.
Yeah.
Because if you can look at it from the heart and with awareness in life, then when consciousness leaves the physical body, you can look at the movie it's simply the movies of your mind. You can look at it all on the way out and just leave it behind and go out into the very highest frequency that is possible for your state of development. Let's just put it like that. Okay?
Well, one thing that I want to add to that, though, that I love so much for the living as I mean, there's that part at the the movie at the end. I'm thinking though, this is one of these feelings that can happen where where one might feel that they're getting away with something, living their life out of integrity, out of their true nature. And so when I read this, the fear of meeting in your own life, today, tomorrow, when you're 22, when you're 60, when you're 19, whatever, all the pain you seem or you may think that you've caused to others, that's a big one. And I love that you brought this forward because, I don't know if we're even aware that we have that fear. So, I mean, it's what do I want to say? It's sort of under the covers a bit. In the cupboard, hidden away. That was like, don't go in that room.
See, it's also a little difficult to speak about some of these things because every part, they're very deep teachings, and we don't have time to really address it. So it's a little difficult just to sometimes make a comment on the surface, because these 3 points, they show and they become more and more powerful the further people go on their spiritual pathway. It's like 3 gates that people have to go through, right? So I don't want to trivialize it.
No, that's why I'm saying I feel that that's why I in this whole book, it's one of the things that I pointed out, because I think it's extremely crucial. And we won't hit every single one of them and really do them complete justice, but I think it's important to plant the seed for people.
Exactly. And one of the best ways to prepare for this, and I say this so many times, and many other people do, I'm not the only one, but if you can have a deep contact with the heart and be willing to just feel and look at every aspect of yourself without judging it, right? Then you are preparing yourself to look at all of this stuff and move beyond it. But then there's times where, we were all carrying or have carried very, very deep issues, very deep stuff. And this is where the work of people like Anne Louise, us myself and some others, is very important. People with strong healing tools to be able to take people more quickly. And this is the beauty of her work right now, I would say, because she's been trained and transformed to be able to hold an energy that she sometimes describes, Anne Louise, as a kind of medical energy.
Yes, it is.
It's such a high vibration. I've often been described as an energy master, but the energy that is coming through her, I and many others have never experienced anything at so high a vibration. And this is coming in now to help with this transformation that we're going through collectively, to get this high vibrating energy that doesn't even know dis-ease.
Well,
to bring that into people's cells and speed up the acceleration process. I don't know if you want to say more about
interestingly enough, if you're wearing the headphones, you can actually hear the energy coming from her through the microphone.
Whoa.
Yes.
So I actually keep turning the microphone down because you hear this buzz sound coming from.
I mean, this is what, when we chatted about this, we were talking about how is this going to get to the people, and I said, don't worry, to say anything you want, because my people are pulling it from you. So go for it.
Spread the energy every second. And I will say to all these people around in this country, don't be afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of. Everything is, I don't know if I could say it, but everything is okay.
Go for it, girl. I give you permission. You've got a mic in front of you.
It is.
You get to say whatever you want.
It has to happen, some chaotic things before we have a big shift on this planet. Because it's not we cannot run this planet at that way we have done this. It's not possible anymore. And I work with this higher, extremely intelligent energy, and I work with it every second of my life. That's why I'm here on this planet. And there are going to happen a lot of huge, wonderful things in a very, very, very soon future. So stay calm.
Bless you. We spoke on Friday, and when we were in the bowl, you said you even though we told you 3 times, for some reason you got it on the 4th time and it completely shifted you that this was going to be video as well, like people are going to be able to see you, and you were saying that you were going to bring a great healing, and I have to say, John, I was so grateful because I always want you to get healed. It's one of the reasons that you're my favorite producer ever on this show, and I always, my people I bring, you know how it is. I'm always
I've been feeling the vibration.
Give the love to John,
really
give the love to
strong,
John,
so.
because
You
know.
I do, and I actually, interestingly enough, like I was trying to say, we are hearing a buzz coming through. Like, watch, I will turn down your microphone and we won't hear it.
Whoa,
and then if I turn it
guys.
back up, you hear it.
Oh my God, guys, that is not a technical difficulty. That is
that's
the
coming
energy
from her.
Whoa, and John would know that.
So.
You know, this is, and so that's why I said go for it. That's why, that's why we pay the big bucks to be here, because we want to heal people. We want you to bring your gift to all these people.
And I spoke a lot now, but there is so much to tell the world. It is so much. I have a lot of sessions with people who are very ill sometimes. And when they go to the doctor, the tests were crazy, totally crazy. And they called me and they emailed me, and what has happened? What has happened? The doctors are afraid now. They are really afraid because this has happened. And I go in and ask Country Omen. I do this all the time. And I ask Country Omen, what shall I do? Is it something bad going on with these people right now? And I asked for that people, and Antiriomen said, no, it's not dangerous, just be. And then I deliver that to the client, and I have to. And there goes 2-3 days, and the client be very well. But the doctors, they are totally crazy. But I have to not care.
Right.
I have to not care, because I know the energy I have inside me and channeled from this higher level knows a lot better than ever doctor has known in his life, and ever politic person too.
Well, and one thing even bigger than that, you and I were talking about on Sunday, we're talking about, for example, Afghanistan and different deserts that are on the planet. And deserts are not really meant to be here, guys. Deserts are kind of a disease happening, sort of a non-Garden of Eden, obviously. And those areas, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, you cannot believe how green they were. And so that's part of the healing that I think, you and I talked about, that you will most probably be bringing. And I know you have big work you're doing all over the world, and I think it's really important for you guys to know that. So you heard it here first. And more and more will be coming out, and we'll keep you guys staying tuned and all of that. But I think that's a really important thing for people to know, that what we consider status quo, just because Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia has been a certain way for a number of 100 years. For thousands of millions of years, it was not that way. And we want Garden of Eden everywhere on planet, in the heart, in our fruit that we eat, and the food that we eat. And also, one other quick thing I want to say that you were bringing up, Jacqueline, when you were saying about we're not meant to have dis-ease. I was thinking about, and the judgment. Something came to my mind about judgment, because, we are in LA, which is one of the more judgy places on the planet Earth. And it's about, Twitter followers, or how cool we look, or all these kind of things that this really goes on here in a big way. And I moved here and I realized, wow, there is really this energy. And then I thought, well, there's a way to hold it. And here I'm a radio show host, and you guys are seeing me every week and stuff. And I thought, it really doesn't matter to me. A lot of aspects, like, how many people and all of that. And I realized I can let all that go and just have fun with this, and just allow it to be fun, and allow it to just be what it is, and not get bogged down by the social media part, or the how many numbers, or the this or that. And just we could still do kind of the same stuff we do, right? Put jeans on and put lipstick on and do whatever.
High heels.
But do it with fun. And kind of let go of the judgment, good and bad.
Yes.
Dive in.
Exactly. What I was going to say is, if you have this contact to the heart, and my ashram in India, it's called Singing Heart Ashram, and it's not because I'm a singer, it's in honor of the singing heart. It sounds like a cliche today to do what makes your heart sing, but actually it's very, very deep. And if you do what makes your heart sing, you are beginning to follow your dharma, your mission. And once you're doing that, it doesn't matter how many numbers there are, or if somebody earns more than you do, or if somebody likes somebody else better than you. All the comparisons, all of this stuff falls away, because that's not the reality of the heart. You just enjoy doing what you're doing, and that's the energy you transmit through whatever it is you're doing.
And yes, and do you also feel like, as you were saying that, I was thinking about something that comes up for me a lot, which is I really don't want to be left out. Like, I have this feeling of, I mean, even last night, people were doing whatever, and then I was with one group, and then the one group went outside and they were having whatever they were doing, and I was like, wow, I'm not with those guys. I mean, even at this age, I still have that feeling that comes up, or like the smart, I do that. And then I realize that I'm doing that. Yeah. And the people I know are not like, oh, Sunny's not cool, we don't want to play with her. But that comes up, and then now, luckily, I can look at it and laugh and say, wow, I'm just like a little 5-year-old being left out. And Sunny, just go do whatever you want to do. Just go be with the people. They're probably fine if you come. But, it's just, I think the allowing those feelings to come up and be real about it, and then realize it's kind of very sweet and cute and not necessary to feel that way.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And by the way, I just want to tell you guys, John is turning down the microphone of Anne Louise, and then when she's about to speak, he's going to turn it back up because of the buzzing.
Yes.
So that's just really crazy, like you say with the doctors. So anything else? I know we're getting down to like 5 minutes. I want to make sure we get in. I know you're doing events around town, so let's do a little promo. And I just want to remind you guys who are listening, if you just happen to tune in late, which is possible, that this is Sunny Chayes' show, and this is Jacqueline Marie Longstaff who's with me, and Anne Louise these names. I love these names today. Anne Louise Karlsson, and they're just both really exceptional human beings who've been brought as a gift for us, is really the best way to put it, because that's just what I want to say. Mm-hmm. So let's just chat a little bit about what's going on in a brief way, and then we'll have a little more time to wrap it up, but I want to make sure we get that in. So I think the easiest thing might be websites or whatever. What do you think, Dea? Is that good to do it that way? Mm-hmm. They're sidekicks here. We've got a whole staff here today. So the website, and we can throw that on, right? But we have cellmemories.com is one place to check stuff out. And should they also hop on wellnessforhumanityfoundation.org? No. Well, okay, so don't do that one. That's for our other good friend. Oh, and the cosmicairport.com. So those two you can find out a lot.
Cosmicairport.com,
yes. Did I say that? Okay, good.
You said that.
I see. Yeah, just cosmicairport.com. Yes. Exactly. And then, guys, what's happening is you can do group activities with you guys. You can do individual activities, and you're just here to rock it. Pretty much. Okay, microphone comes back up. The buzzing, the microphone.
Am I allowed to talk?
You can talk anytime you want. We're just kind of moderating the energy. No, my gosh. The energy is buzzing. We're getting healed as we is John getting healed as we speak, I hope?
Yeah, but not in the energy does not go in like an injection into your cells when you sit there, but the energy hug your cells when it's raining on you. And you are in a very, very big, it's extremely strong in this room today, and it has to be. And the Omen are so strong within me, so it hurts. It hurts, and it hurts a lot. So the energy, when I come in a room, the energy start to spread, so you are in the energy. Also, when some have booked a session, they often call me and wonder, what have you do to me? Have you already start? Because it's Antriyomen goes in and prepare that person for what going to happen. Yes. Because it's so different when the energy delivers through my eyes to the other to the other eyes. And I could do it, and I do it in a very, very big group session. And spread the energy to anyone at the same time. And it's marvelous, it's amazing to be there and take this energy.
So guys, I just thought of an idea. Anybody who's listening, and there are thousands and thousands of you out there, if at this time when we're so whatever we are, and again, this was such a beautiful show, and I feel a lot better, by the way, guys. Now I feel like crying for happy. Before I was, so thank you so much. And I feel like it's a real possibility that people can contact you guys and bring 50 people together, or because we can do this for each other, and we are going to be doing this for each other. This is what we're moving to. We don't, the old paradigm of doctors and shrinks and all that. I mean, I'm not putting anything down, but it's just kind of like, I do like to say step it up. Like the time has come to kind of step it up. And I want to always encourage that energy of just kind of getting going a little bit. And so we can help our brothers and sisters by doing that. And, I know that you've gone into all, and both of you actually have gone into many different situations of
read about my transformation on my web page, please.
Yeah, it's very, both of you have very incredible stories that way. And so, I mean, it can be prisons, it can be, just all different, just let's use our imagination. What does that mean? What does that mean that we can bring something? And what you do is super, super powerful. I'm still in it. I don't even know exactly what's going on. But when I was with you, I knew things were happening both times.
And people can experience it on Saturday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and well, it's Saturday. Yeah, it's sort of a private shindig, but yeah. So what do you want to talk about as far as that goes? Because we have like 2 minutes.
Well, we have a gathering on Saturday in the afternoon, and I will be giving a presentation, and Anna Louise will also speak a little.
That's a small
and we'll give people what they need, and then people can also come for individual or group session afterwards with Anne Louise. But anybody who's interested, they can just contact Daya. Can you just say your
Actually, she
email
can't,
address?
but I
sorry.
can because she's not on mic. That's okay.
sorry.
A couple things I do want to say. It's okay. It's okay. What I want to talk about is that you do have some events that are coming up that, like in the United States, there are a lot coming up in the next bit. There's a speaker at Second World Parliament on Spirituality, the 17th through the 20th of November, so that's coming up. Singapore, 4th December, which is the first day event. In India at the ashram in December through March, actually, 2017. That is where you do daily meditations and satsangs and retreats.
But that's me only.
Right. And then, and in Sweden, so I think the best thing to do, because the one on Saturday is sort of a private thing, but what I think is important, well, we're going to all over the world. So what I'm feeling is, I mean, whoever's meant to get to us will.
Yes.
But this is going to be going out for a while. This is going to be replayed on Monday, and it's going to go out for a while. So I want people to know what's happening in the future, and just to know that you can use your imagination to create something with these amazing people. And John, we have like 2 minutes? 3, okay. And we'll keep it under 50?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, Jacques, well, let's see. Anne Louise, come in for a little bit. We'll turn your mic up now.
Okay. What do you want me to say? I'm staying.
A bye-bye. Kind of a bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm staying in this wonderful country, and I want you to read my webpage, cellmemories.com, and you are very welcome to contact me. We set up different group sessions all over the country. So just contact me for that, and I'll be there here.
And maybe one little blessing, or 30 seconds, sort of whatever comes to you to say, because we're going to have to say bye-bye.
Again, I will say to the American people, everything is okay, so don't be afraid. There are some huge things happening, and it's not political or everything. The political stuff is so small. It's so small. You think it's very, very big, and the biggest, it's not. It's not about political. There are much huger things happen on this planet and this country right now. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jacqueline?
Yes. Just many blessings to everybody. Stay with your heart. And I would say, don't freak out, freak in. Right? Inwards and then upwards, and hold the highest vibration you can. Much love and blessings to everyone.
And much love and blessings to you guys. Thank you so much, and thank you to Dea for bringing these two beautiful angels to us. And I'm knowing that love and light has surrounded this room, and it will stay in this room for all the people who are going to come the rest of the day. And John's going to probably hang out and have lunch in here and all that, so he can get some extra healing.
Yes.
And again, guys, just avail ourselves of these guys and of anything that's uplifting, because we need it. So let's do it. So until next time, I gotta go. Bye.